Alright, I'm going to talk just a little bit about the face frames for this cabinet. I didn't realize when I started this little video about this cabinet, I didn't realize what I was talking about it on the camera there, but this thing's going to hold a fish aquarium, and it's about a 75-gallon aquarium, I think is what the customer said it was. So I got to thinking about that, and I was thinking, well, 75 gallons of water. Water's pretty heavy, so I think it's about 8 pounds. I guess I'll Google it and find out exactly, but 7-8 pounds a gallon for water. And well, if you figured it at 8 pounds for 75 gallons, is what, 600 pounds. So that's a little more weight than most normal cabinets that you would build like this is to hold. So I have to make some provisions to make sure that we can support that kind of weight and it doesn't sag. And they still need to be able to pick this thing up and move it around when the aquarium is not on it. So they had some certain restrictions in building it that we wanted to adhere to. So anyway, all I had to do when I was thinking about it was just modify a little bit to make it work, and I'll show you those as we get further into the video. Anyhow, I'm getting started on making the face frames, and I've got the pieces cut. And I do on my face frames for my cabinets, on most of them, I want to say 90% of them, well, probably 95% of my cabinets, when I do the face frames, I use pocket hole screws. Of course, I will put some glue on too, but I still use pocket hole screws. I know a lot of people don't like them. They say they don't trust them, and they just don't like them for one reason or another. I've had, all the years that I've used them, I've had excellent results. They hold good, they're a good joint, they're quick, easy. Of course, they don't have the nostalgia of making a mortise and tenon for a face frame, but come on, really, you know, I don't have that kind of time. I can't sell a set of cabinets to the people that I work for. I can't sell a set of cabinets that it would take me the labor time to make mortise and tenon joints on face frames for cabinets. I just can't. My clients couldn't afford to pay it. So anyway, that's just a little bit of the reason why I use pocket hole screws. But they work well for me, and I started out with a jig, and I still don't have a pocket hole machine. I still do it on one of the little hand operated jigs. I don't have one of those automated machines, but this thing works pretty well, and I use it all the time. So I'm gonna make some pocket holes in this piece of face frame right here, just a couple of them. So for the folks that's never seen it done, you can see it done, and of course the people that use them, they all familiar with this, so it'll be old hat to them. But for those that's never seen a pocket hole jig in operation and see the way it works, I'll show it to you here. Get the camera around here and down here on the jig, and this jig I use, there's several different ones. You can get several different pocket hole jigs. I saw this one when it first came out, and I thought, wow, this is pretty nice, and I thought I would try it out. And when I first got it, I didn't much like it. For some reason, I just wasn't happy with it. But I used it a little while, and I kept using it, and I got to where I was happy with it. So this here just piece of face frame, and we'll just put 2 pocket holes on each end. So you stand it up in the machine, and I've already got it set up here for the width, and I'll make a little adjustment here. But you got stops on it. You can set it for different widths of rails and styles and whatever in pieces. So I've already got set up here where I want the pocket holes, and we'll just clamp it down. And I'll fire up the shop vac. I got a little small shop vac over here to assist with the chip collection. You know, it does make some chips when you bore it out there. So got a little one over here set up, but I'll fire it up, and it'll make a lot of noise, but I'll bore the holes and you can see. I'll show you. So there is 2 pocket holes. I'll get up here where you can see them. There is 2 pocket holes in that piece of wood. I've got these just a little bit offset. That's what I wanted. I wanted it a little closer to this end than this end for a reason, but you can see how that works. It don't come through, but it's got it down there. It's got the shoulder way down there where it's almost ready to come through. Get up here where you can see. And then when you put your screw through there, it screws it into the next piece, and you use the proper screw for the thickness of wood you're using, and it don't run out, and it makes a super strong joint. And of course, you can't see it. There's no when you get the front of it up there and get it put together, get the face frame put together, you don't see any screws. They're hidden inside. Then we get them both ends. So anyway, just wanted to let you see that a little bit, and for those folks that hadn't never saw that done, it's pretty sweet way of doing face frames, or it is for me. So now we're gonna. Oh, I was gonna talk about this. Let's see here. This piece is the extra piece that I'm putting in it. Like I said, they didn't want big heavy plywood on the back, make the cabinets that much heavier and everything. And then too, they wanted to come in here to the back where they could run various wires, assorted things to go along with their aquarium, you know, lights and pumps and that sort of thing. You didn't want big old heavy wood back here. You want to be able to drill a hole wherever they wanted it and put stuff where they wanted it. So I didn't feel like a 1/4-inch sheet of plywood back here by itself would be sufficient enough for the weight. So I made this post, and what I did, this post is actually 3/4 of an inch, and it's plywood. I cut it out of the plywood the same as the carcass, and I did that so it wouldn't be trying to move if I used a solid piece of oak. So now, if anything moves, it'll all be at the same rate because the whole carcass is made out of plywood. And then there'll be 2 pieces of plywood that'll go on and that'll make the back. And then I'll be able to glue it, staple it, both pieces to the carcass so it makes extremely rigid when the glue dries. But I put this added post in here for the extra strength. When I do the face frame, when I construct the face frame, it'll be made with a post in the middle. It'll separate the doors, and it'll be attached with pocket hole screws to the shelf, bottom, and the top. So when the aquarium sits on it, we'll have 2 posts here and in the ends, and the aquarium is about the same width as the cabinet, so the load will be distributed all the way across. It won't just be in the center. But then when it puts on there, you'll have support front and back and both sides. So that's how we got around using thinner wood on the back to keep it to where they could bore a hole in it and make it easy to work, and if they needed to change things around, they can do that, but still give it the support to hold the weight of all that water. In this clip, on the top of this cabinet and the shelf, we certainly don't want the plywood exposed. When we get finished with this cabinet, we want anybody to be able to look at it and then it naturally look like a solid oak construction cabinet. But it's unfeasible to build something this size, this long, out of solid wood with the wood movement and stuff. It just wouldn't work out very well. So anyhow, we're making this with oak plywood, but we need to edge it. We need to edge it with solid wood to make it increase the strength a little bit, and naturally do away with the seam that applies on oak wood. So, like for the center shelf and in the top, we're going to attach a piece. We're going to attach a piece of solid wood like this, and we're going to be called banding if it was if it was thin, but we're going to leave it thicker. And we're going to use a couple of cutters for the shaper to cut profiles on it to make these things fit perfectly, make them stronger, and increase the glue surface area. And then not only that, on the top, when we put the piece around it, we'll be able to take a router bit, a shaper cutter, what have you, and cut profile on it. We want to make a nice looking profile for the top of this thing with some nice molding underneath of it around the cabinet. Put the trim on it and make it look good, but at any rate, you can't profile plywood. Of course, everybody knows that. Or if you do, you'd see your plies. You can profile it, but it wouldn't look very well. So anyhow, I'm gonna run through just quickly right here and on the shaper with these two things and show you how to cut these profiles. It's a mating profile to band plywood. Not the first one, we'll cut the profile. First one we'll cut the profile on the wood, which would be a female profile, and show you what that looks like. Get the camera back up here where I show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is our profile. This is our profile on our wood. I said it had a female a while ago, but wrong. I was looking at the cutter instead of the wood, but anyhow, we cut a mating profile in a piece of plywood now, and then this will go right up into it. It'll fit and make it really good to glue in. Okay. All right, now we'll cut the profile on this plywood. Show you how that works. Okay, anyway, this will be able to show you how the profile bit works. We can put this together, and there's the profile. So you can put it right here, glue it right up, and then you've got a super strong joint that you can take and mill out, and you can put your profile on it, and cut it down, and do anything you need to do with it. It works out pretty well.